to our podcast. We are
the Yap Collective. I'm Aaron.
I'm Susanna.
and I'm Alicia.
Just three friends and Mike, and then love for good conversation and laugh.
Today's topic is going to be decision-making dynamics in a group of friends. Let's get into it. The best way to start, I guess, is to just go back to the start.
Yeah.
Of how we all how we met and how we became friends.
Okay. So we met through, shout out to Beyond the Ball.
Yes,
Yeah,
Chloe.
So me and Alicia, we first met at Beyond the Ball session.
Yeah.
And I don't know how we...
Yeah, that's
Clicked.
interesting. How
How
did you
we-
guys become friends? Because I'm the one who entered after the fact after this.
I think it was because in the first Winter League, we were both in the green team, and we were always defence.
Ah, so
That's
you bonded.
how I think we became friends. And then you started giving me lifts home.
True.
I think that's how we became friends.
But then on Thursday sessions, we usually paired up.
Yes.
With-
But I think that was after the league, that Winter League.
Oh.
Well, I
This
don't
isn't-
know. I think that's how we became friends from
Like,
that Winter League.
Yeah, but then I think it started from first days of us pairing up
Yeah.
and just being those two quiet ones
Yeah.
and shy ones.
Yeah.
And yes, from the first summer league, no, it was winter league. Sorry, yeah. And green team, we just kicked off our
Yeah.
friendship and giving rides and having
Yeah. And that's how we became the dream defence.
yeah.
Yeah.
The defense team twins.
Yeah.
The defensive twins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we had our gossip time in a
Oh my god. Yeah, literally every time after a game, we just gossip. Yeah.
And
That was how it
I think
started.
this bonded us.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
and then
gossiping.
The gossip. It wasn't always a gossip. It was
Yeah.
like a recap.
Yeah.
And then I feel like we started to talk about other things.
Yeah.
Other than football.
Other than football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how started between me and Alicia.
Yeah. I remember I was playing for a completely different team when I met you guys at the Winter League. So we didn't really know each other then. And my team was in West London, but I still lived in Northwest London.
Yeah.
So it was getting a bit, after about a year or so, it was getting a bit of a commute to go there the whole time. And Beyond the Ball, had been to a few Beyond the Ball, winter leagues and tournaments and stuff. And I'd been to one or two training sessions. So I thought to just start doing the training sessions. And then I started doing the training sessions. Then we started hanging out a bit more. But we really, properly became friends after Beyond the Ball went to Portugal
Yeah.
last year, April. It started,
April.
I know the exact moment where we were like, okay, fine, we're going to be friends now. It was after Portugal had happened, and we were at training, Beyond the Ball training, and it ended, and us three were just chatting, afterwards, and I mentioned that I was going to do something really stupid.
Yeah.
Regarding one of my exes, and Alicia was like, that's a mood because that's something I would do, and I'm like, we should create a WhatsApp group.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And call it Mood. And that's what
Yeah.
we did. I created the WhatsApp group, called it Mood,
Yeah.
and then that's how from then we've basically just grown the friendship since then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like for me anyway, I only have been going to watch football because of you.
Oh.
Yeah, which is good. And then that's another bonding.
Yeah, because then
Session.
one of your first games was with Susanna at the
Yeah.
Yeah, Chelsea and
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
Chelsea and Barcelona, and
Yeah.
we were there with Michelle. Shout out Michelle.
Yeah.
And then when the new season started, we got a lot of tickets together now.
Yeah. Yeah.
We went to the first game of the season. We've been to two games
Yeah.
since then.
Yeah.
And that's also bonded us. And then when we just started having Susanna's restaurants of the month, dinners every month.
And we had summer league together. 'Cause that
Oh,
was
yes.
basically
Yeah.
everyone who went to Portugal.
Yeah. We all had created a team, and then summer bond. I think the summer bonded us
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. So.
Because Susanna and I got close after Pride as well,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which also took place in the summer. And so it was like, I think Portugal, like, sort of cemented that, okay, we're going to be friends, and then the summer of 2024 was our time to shine.
Yeah.
And that's how our trio came to be.
Yeah, now we meet, well, minimum once a month.
Yeah. Minimum. I mean,
Yeah.
it's starting to become like maybe like every second weekend now.
Well, now for the sake of the podcast.
Yeah, for the sake of the podcast.
We need to make even more effort.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it all started.
And we discovered we have a mutual love of just talking shit the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is how we ended up on this. How we ended up on this podcast. You know, I saw this video on TikTok the other day of like when you have friends that text all the time and then you meet for dinner and then it's like just eat your food because we have nothing to talk about. That never happens to us.
No, it actually doesn't. There's
we
always something to talk
we always
about.
have something to talk about.
Yeah.
No matter what.
And now we pretty much. Oh, this is what me and Aaron talked yesterday about.
I
That
think
we
so.
actually like. We haven't been friends for such a long time,
Yeah.
but it feels like we've known each other for
Our whole lives.
years now.
Yeah.
Basically.
And we can pretty much talk about anything.
Yeah.
And it's very
I agree.
refreshing. Because, like, this trio has no judgment.
Yeah.
And we can just say whatever. If it's good, if it's bad, if it's a dilemma, or we can just put it out there. And
This like, I was saying this to Susanna yesterday as well. It's like, this type of friendship is not like something I've had before. And the only way I can really describe it is like, there's been a lot of like things I've seen lately that talk about girlhood and what girlhood is all about.
Yeah.
And I feel like a friendship like this is like that.
Yeah.
It's like the definition of a proper girlhood friendship.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, because we can talk about boys, we can talk about girls,
Yeah.
we can talk about heartache, and
Talk
we'll
about-
support each other, and then we can talk about the happiness, the highlights of the month,
Yeah.
or whatever else. And we know we're not gonna be jealous
Yeah.
about one another
Mm.
or whatever the experience is. We're just gonna be happy, like
Yeah.
genuinely happy.
Yeah.
And I think as well, it's like, I mean, I feel like Susanna, you feel this because you say it each time, but like every time we hang out, I just feel like it's nice. Like it's not. Because again, when I was scrolling through TikTok, I saw videos about
you guys
like
on your TikTok.
Hey, you
when
say that.
people-
Susanna and I started a streak on TikTok.
Really?
Really? Because she's been on for 3 days now.
I'm watching things about Thailand and Thai shows. Okay.
Sorry, Alicia,
But
you were
mainly
saying.
Thailand.
No, I was just saying like they're like, oh, you can tell when like you're not really friends with people anymore, or whatever. Like when you hang out with them and you feel anxious or you feel drained, and it's like I literally get the opposite
Yeah, you get
that.
more energy.
with you guys. Yeah.
I felt like that on the way here because I had been working the whole day and I
Yeah.
literally felt like, guys, I don't know what I'm going to talk to you about because I've been talking the whole day.
Yeah.
And I've been busy the whole day and I feel so drained. And the minute I walked through the door, it went like from 0 to like 100
Yeah.
and my mood was immediately up again.
Yeah, I agree. Like, do you remember, guys, when we went to Pizza Pilgrim that we were meant to
Yes.
go have some
Rotis instead.
rotis,
Yeah.
but but we went somewhere else. Anyways, I was in a bad mood.
Yeah, you had a
And I
bad day that
I-
day.
and I needed a run. And like the first few minutes, a lot of minutes.
The first half an hour.
Fine. First half an hour, I just had my monologue. And it's cool because I could just vent out,
Mm.
Yeah.
and you guys just listened, and I knew there was no judgment within yourselves
Mm.
that she needs to shut up.
Yeah, no, never.
And I vented out. I had my monologue, and then we just cracked on with our regular yapping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had a good time. As
And we had a
usual.
good time, yeah. So this is great because it's like, yeah, we just feel comfortable,
Yeah.
and as you said, like we don't feel drained
Yeah.
because to me and probably Alicia, it's like when we meet with people, sometimes you're just being drained.
Yeah, socially, like your social batteries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it never happened to me, guys. With you guys.
Mm.
Like, I'll be tired because it was tough week or whatever.
Well, no, I'm thinking about that same night at Pizza Pilgrim. When you arrived, you looked like you were, like, defeated in life. And by the time we ended up at the dessert place,
Yeah, we
you,
were.
you were acting like a kid on crack.
I agree. Yeah. And I think this is something that happened when we went to Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Alicia turned into the mom of us.
Yeah. Because I don't know what. I think this is like an activity that the three of us did. Like an activity of going somewhere.
Yeah,
I think this is like the first one that we did.
Yeah, the first proper
Wasn't
one.
it? Like
yeah,
a
I would
proper
say
one that wasn't a dinner.
Yeah.
We just did something together,
Mm.
and guys, it was such a good day.
It was.
Yeah.
I wasn't on any drugs. I acted like I am on something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I felt like a child, and I felt so free to do whatever I want. I just be silly.
Yeah. That's a really good
And I
feeling to
haven't been that silly for a while, for a really long time.
That was one of the best days.
That was one of the best days.
The Harry Potter studio tours.
Yeah.
Definitely. Basically everything we've done, like, because it started gradually after Portugal,
Yeah.
but then I feel like, especially after the Harry Potter studios, we got, like, we made a more of an effort
Yeah.
to see each other a lot more often,
Yeah.
because I think that was also like I'm not sure if you guys have ever watched a movie called Inside Out. It's about like your
I
feelings
haven't.
and stuff, but
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
what I would call a core memory.
Mm.
It's like that, like, shapes, like, something in your life,
Yeah,
basically. And I feel like the Harry Potter Studios was like that day for us, because after that, I mean, okay, obviously we had my birthday, my 30th a bit before,
Yeah.
but then we had that day, and then after that, I think you had to, didn't you go away or something?
In October.
Yeah.
I went to
Turkey,
Turkey in October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, then we
Yeah,
just
we had a break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that, but I remember when, like, things got back to normal. Like, I feel like November and December, we saw a lot of each other. This year, starting January, we've seen a lot more of each other than we did
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. And it's funny because we used to see each other more often when we played football together.
Mm.
Like, we saw each other every week.
Yeah, basically.
And it hasn't bonded us as much
Yeah.
as just
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, doing
something
all these
together.
other things that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird, like, about football, because I remember, like, before I got injured, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine not going to football, because, like, it was my highlight of the week.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, I don't know. I think I've just accepted the fact now that I'm just like, I'm not going.
Yeah. But also, I think because we've also made more, like, not more of an effort, but, like, we're seeing each other a lot more often
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So that also helps. And once,
Yeah.
we can always find another activity we can do, like swimming or whatever, until you can get back on
2 feet.
2 feet
Yeah.
and a brand new knee.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's interesting how this is, like, one of the topics we wanted to talk about today was, like, how, first of all, how our friendship was formed, but then, like, the dynamics in our friendship shifted. So I'll tell you what happened, right? Where we discovered that, so basically how we figured out our friendship now is that Susanna is the decision maker for us. And she was quite shocked to find that out.
It was shocking.
But how we came to it, do you remember we were standing in line for, back to the Pizza Pilgrim night?
Oh, yeah.
We were standing in line waiting for the Roti King place because there was, like, a line. And this was Susanna's suggestion to go to this restaurant. The previous restaurant we went to was also Susanna's suggestion, the Brazilian restaurant, and that was a vibe and a half. It was really good food.
Guys, you know what bonded us also?
What?
The sleepovers.
Oh,
we forgot about the
Yes.
sleepovers.
Yes.
That was also, when was that? That was before my birthday.
That was before your birthday.
That was before September.
Yeah, and we had the food. We met up at mine. We had the food and we just watched the movies. And
Yeah,
just
yeah.
hang out in a living room and chatted about everything. And
Oh, green
Alicia
flags.
gave us
Oh, been walking green flags.
oh my god, what we having green flags with like few small red flags.
Yeah, no, don't get us wrong,
Um,
guys. We're not perfect.
yeah.
We do have red flags.
But yeah, I think we had very deep and open a conversation
Yeah.
in the first sleepover.
Definitely. Yeah,
Like
I think
we
that's.
shared a lot about ourselves.
I think so too. Yeah,
Yeah.
And then I think it's just progressively moves from there.
definitely. I think again, it's like the definition of girlhood, isn't it?
Mm,
To have
Yeah.
like a sleepover with your friends.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing it when we're basically 30, but still.
It's never too late.
Yeah, it's never too late to
Yeah,
start.
Never too late to start or have sleepovers.
Yeah, that was a fun night. It was the first time ever I had like a. What did we put on our face?
Face mask?
Yeah, that thing. Remember, I was like, guys, what do I do?
Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah, that also bonded us.
And we watched Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we also watched A Man Called Otto.
That
Oh yeah,
was
that was the second
second-
That was
sleepover.
a,
Yeah.
And we all cried.
Yeah.
but it was,
Literally.
it was such a sad. Well, it wasn't a sad movie. It was a cute movie, but it was sad towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an emotionally. They did a very good job in that movie to capture your emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
All right.
coming back to,
We were
Sorry.
standing. Yeah. So we were standing in line for the Roti King and waiting for you because you had to work late. And Alicia and I were saying, like, we're both very hungry. And this line is taking, like, a long time. And we were thinking about the different options we could, like, do if this doesn't work out. And I think we even said to each other, no, wait, let's wait for Susanna and see what she says, because we'll go with that.
Yeah.
And then we said to each other, have you noticed, like, especially in, I think you said to me, Alicia, you said in a trio, there always ends up being, like, a leader,
Yeah.
per se, and we established that the leader, or the alpha female, is Susanna.
I think there has to be
Yeah.
Which is
really in a trio.
crazy guys. Like, it came as a shock to me.
Yeah, because we quite readily accepted this, like when we
Yeah.
were talking about it, and then when I told Susanna about it a couple of weeks later, she was like, "What?"
Yeah, and I didn't, like, there was something within me that was like, I don't think I'm happy with that.
Again, which I can understand why you felt like that, but I think as well, Alicia can also speak here, but like we never feel pressured, right?
No.
I never feel pressured that when you end up making the decision, it doesn't feel like if we say, okay, maybe we should do this, do that, do that, I always feel like our ideas are taken into consideration
Yeah.
and, you know, that sort of thing. But ultimately, whenever we're discussing something of what we want to do, even if it's Alicia who suggested it or I who suggested it, you are the one who decides left or right if we're doing it or not. And that's how the dynamic
Yeah,
happened.
It works. Like, it works.
But it works.
I'm glad it works, and I'm glad it works naturally.
Well, yeah, but that's the whole thing about it. It's so natural.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even realize it was happening until Alicia mentioned that
I
there's
have
usually...
not realized at all, because I know that I'm not the decisive person. I don't know, I prefer when others make a decision, because I know I'm easier to please when it comes to certain people, but then apparently I'm also hard to please.
Yeah, well, you know, you are a bit hard to please.
But yeah, it was surprising to hear that, to be fair, and I'm glad it comes out naturally.
Yeah, no, but
But-
that's why we didn't even notice it was happening
Yeah.
until we had the discussion about it that night.
Yeah.
And then I started noticing it, like, a lot more.
Yeah.
And then...
I'm glad you guys waited for such a long time to actually inform me about this, because I was living in oblivion.
Well, yeah, because I think, when was it? Where were we deciding to go? Oh, to your house. Like, a couple of weekends ago.
Mhm.
And I think you and I were talking about something. So oh, you said it was a bit early to go at the time that you suggested, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I said to Susanna, okay, well then you suggest the time, because at the end of the day you are the decision maker here. And then she was like, she didn't know how she felt about that.
I didn't feel comfortable with it.
But then, do you remember we had a conversation that had to do with us the exact same time we were doing it? I think it was about Thailand or something. And there was like 3 sentences, 1, 2, 3, and then Susanna made the decision. And then I was like, do you see how much easier it is when you just make the decision?
Yeah. It's like, it's not a problem, because usually it's not difficult to make these decisions.
No.
I just never realized that I'm making them.
Oh yeah, but that's true. But it's because it's just like happened naturally.
Yeah.
I'm glad it does, because I feel bad that I'm the one, like, enforcer.
No, but it doesn't feel enforced though.
Enforcer.
I prefer to like be like, because you, Alicia, is like very, you are either or.
Yeah.
Like you are not a decision maker.
No, not.
Not in a bad way, but
No,
you are not.
at
I
all.
can say, okay, let's do this, and you'll say yes, and Susanna will be like, let's do this, and you'll say yes.
Yeah.
Just as long as, you know, if you feel comfortable and you like doing it.
Yeah.
And I am a people pleaser, right? And Susanna likes things her way.
Yeah.
So it kind of works.
Yeah, I think it works.
Yeah. I like it my way. And I think it's the fact that I'm also very blunt.
Yes, this is true too.
And I just say things. And maybe that's why I'm just like, I'm the one that makes it, because I'm the one that will say no.
Yeah, you are the one who will say, no, this is too early for me because I need to do this,
Yeah.
and this, and then you will say, what about this time?
Yeah.
And then because Alicia agrees and I want to like please you guys, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And then here we are. But that's the thing. It never feels, I never feel put out by anything. I always feel like my ideas are considered.
Yeah.
And that, you know.
I'm good, because I feel like I do tend to, maybe I do make the ultimate decision.
You do?
But I feel like I try and ask you, like,
Yeah, you
what
don't
do you guys think?
No, definitely.
Like, are you feeling like, okay with this
This is
and
not
that?
a dictatorship. It's
I-
still a
I
democracy.
know, but I feel like I still have a little bit of a like conflict with it, because it just kind of doesn't sit right with me.
But I think
Which is because I'm not usually the one that does.
But that's what's so interesting about it, because it's like the dynamics in like friendship, right? Because I feel like maybe with other people, right, like other friends, I am the decision maker, sort of a thing. Because like no one can decide whatever, or maybe with a different group of people, you feel like you can't make the ultimate decision.
Yeah.
And then you just go along with what everyone else says.
Go
So
with
it's
the flow.
interesting that how. Because it's the dynamic of it, and it's because we are the way we are, like how Alicia is the way she is, and how I am the way I am, and how you are the way you are. This is how it ended up being you, as like the
It's
leader,
okay.
the leader of the pack.
The leader of the pack, the alpha female.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah, I think I need some time to like be okay with the idea. But the revelation of the month.
Yeah, that you're the alpha female.
As long as you guys are okay, and it's not like I'm a dictator and all of it.
Not at all.
I'm okay. I'm okay with it. The other thing about this friendship is that we've learned like how you are, because like there's a lot of things, for example, about Alicia that's just like it's new. And like you came out of your shell with us.
Oh right, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And like you're more talkative. You're expressing your opinion, and you're like you're in general like more expressive.
Yeah.
Like even today we chatted about something, and I was like, and
Yeah.
like your burst.
Yeah,
was, like,
you burst
so-
out laughing. And
And it was so cool, and it's like, and you're sus.
Oh, that's what cemented it. I knew Alicia was going to be my friend when she started roasting me in Portugal.
And it's amazing because like with time, like more of our personalities are coming out,
Yeah.
and like we're learning more and more about each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
The more comfortable we get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about this last night, that even though it feels like we've known each other forever, it's like I learn something new every day
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Because we don't actually... Susanna found it quite surprising that I'm a jealous type of person. It's like something new that you learnt about me this week.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about if like... So what we were talking about was that Susanna finds jealousy, not toxic jealousy, just like a little bit of possessiveness or sort of things in a relationship. You find it attractive.
Attractive, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and she asked me if I'm a jealous type, and I said yes, and I gave her some examples, and she was a bit shocked
Yeah, I was surprised.
that I would...
I'm
Am
a
I
jealous
surprised
person.
or not?
What, that I'm the jealous type?
But it's only because I'm trying to think, because my thing is, I feel like I'm not a jealous person, but then at the same time, I'm like, actually, am I lying to myself? I think it depends on the person, and it depends on the circumstances.
Yeah.
Because I have some examples. I don't know if we're going to bleep out names, but I'm just going to say names.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, I never got jealous with Jordan, ever. But that's because he made me feel very secure, and, like, I knew that he was obsessed with me and all of that. And actually, he didn't, not in a red flag way, but he didn't have that many friends that were girls or anything.
Yeah.
So, like, basically, I had no reason to feel jealous, so I never felt jealous.
Yeah.
And, like, when he did say, oh, I'm hanging out with blah, 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 I felt no type of way. But there's been some people on, like, I can literally feel, I feel like I'm going insane because I'm so jealous. But I think it's, well, obviously it's my issue, but it's also because sometimes the way that he does things, and also I think it's the thing that you were saying earlier about, like, it also reflects my own insecurities.
Yeah.
Which I know that.
Yeah.
But I think it just depends on the circumstance.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't really get jealous in, like, friendships either.
Yeah.
Mine is just, like, romantic.
For me, I feel like it's not so much a possessive kind of jealousy. It's more of an insecurity of my own. And it's more, when I get jealous, I feel I need to be reassured, why am I feeling this way? And it happens to me in both. It happens to me in romantic relationships and in friendships as well, where I get that jealous feeling. And it's like my issues I need to work on, because I have insecurities about certain things.
Yeah.
And that's why, but the examples I gave Susanna were like, my ex-girlfriend was a tattoo artist, yeah? And but I never acted out on the jealousy, yeah? I would always just talk about it, like go to her and say, look, I feel this type of way about this, and this person, for them to give me the reassurance that I don't need to feel that way.
Yeah.
That's why I mentioned it. And it's like, because she's a tattoo artist, it was long distance, you know, sometimes you need to tattoo in certain places, she's touching girls' bodies the whole day, you know, it made me feel like a bit of a certain way.
Yeah.
So, but I wonder why it was surprising though.
I just didn't. I don't know. Maybe it's the way that you're so extroverted and you feel like confident, and yeah, the confidence. Maybe I don't know. It was just what I felt, and that you're so extroverted and you feel confident. You give out that vibe, and you just like, you wouldn't be jealous.
No,
Yeah.
I'm quite a jealous person, I must say.
I agree with you, I think.
Right?
Yeah.
There's something like, maybe I'm not explaining it
No,
properly,
I
but
understand. Yeah.
yeah, it's just that.
I think my extrovertedness though, however, is not too much of. Don't get me wrong. I do have some confidence in myself, but not a lot of confidence. The extrovertedness more comes from, I don't really care what people think.
Yeah.
So I just say and do what I want.
Yeah.
And if someone tells me off, then, because it's not like I don't listen if someone tells me off. Susanna has told me off all the fucking time. And I listen.
Yeah.
Don't make a bad person out of me. I don't think think I'm a jealous person.
Mm.
I'm not jealous about friends.
Mm.
No. And I don't think I was jealous about any of my ex-partners. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like, not to the extent that I would act out, or I probably had the thought and like the worry, but I think I was like, I felt confident enough with myself and like with how they felt towards me that I didn't have to worry about it. I probably ask questions if the thought appeared. I probably asked a question or like did some investigation in between the lines. But no, never felt really jealous. Maybe I never cared that much. But yeah,
No, I get you.
I never did, and never about friends.
Yeah.
Because I like to be on my own. So maybe that's why I never actually. I'm okay.
Yeah.
With being in my own room, doing my own thing, and not really going out. But yeah, I would never. If my best friend would just hang out with someone else, I'm like, I'm not really feeling jealous. No.
Because I think the only time with friends is, I think, one time in uni, like, basically, my friends that I had introduced to each other, they went to study without me. And, like, the thing is, I didn't, like, the feeling wasn't strong enough, and I'd never say anything, because I'm not, like, I wasn't really bothered, but, like, there was something in the back of my head, I was like, why didn't you ask me? Like, I literally introduced you guys to each other. Like, why couldn't I come as well? But then, like, it wasn't a big deal. Yeah. I think that was, like, the only time.
I feel for me, it, like, comes with being so extroverted. It's more, maybe less to do with confidence and more that, like, I wear my heart on my sleeve, sort of a thing. Because I feel things, like, very intensely. Like, all sorts of things. Like, every emotion, I feel it very intense. And that's maybe why the jealousy, even though it's, like, not that big of a deal and it's not that deep. Like, even sometimes I think to myself, like, why am I jealous about this situation? It's not that deep.
Yeah.
And, but it's the case of, like, because I feel like I'm a very empathetic person. That's why, even though I don't drink, if I go out with people and they get drunk, I feel drunk.
Yeah.
So, and that comes with feeling a lot of things the whole time. And I think that's why maybe it seems like I'm not a jealous like, it doesn't fit the trait of my personality, but I think that's probably why I am like that. It's because it's probably just a slight feeling, but because I feel everything so big.
Yeah.
It feels like that. Because you guys can be fine on your own. Because, I mean, to anyone who doesn't know, because they don't know us, the people on the internet, you two are like the introverts and I'm the extrovert. So we have different levels of introvertedness here with Alicia and Susanna. You guys are on two different levels of being introverted. But you would say your main...
Yeah, definitely.
Like you would prefer to be... Well, not prefer, but you're quite alright on your own. And
yeah, and
social battery gets drained and...
Yeah, and in smaller groups.
Yeah, smaller groups.
And this is another conversation that we had before we started recording, is that we feel good, like, in this trio, we feel really great, and, like, we both open up, and we both, like, me and Alicia, we just talk, and we don't feel, I don't know, we don't stop ourselves.
Yeah.
No, yeah, because...
Yeah, go on.
No, I'm going to say, because this is what I was going to say before, luckily, you brought it back to this, because why I also like hanging out with you guys is I feel like we... like, what we're doing now, like, everything we talk about flows, and I feel fine with what I'm saying, whereas sometimes I hang out with people, like, for example, yesterday, so Ed was there, and my flatmate, and then their friend, and her boyfriend, and their friend from uni, like, they were, like, a group, and I was just there, like, well, because I was downstairs anyway, and, like, hang out with them, and, like, sometimes what they would talk about, I'm like, I actually could not add anything to the conversation because I don't know what you're saying. Like, I literally don't know what you're saying. Or I'm like, I don't know what that word means. Or, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, eventually, like, I just ate my food and I was like, yeah, like, I'm going to go up and chill in my room because I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Whereas, like, with you guys, I'm like, oh, we're actually talking about things I know what's going on. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I'm really like, I don't know what you're talking about. But I don't have that with you guys.
Aww.
Yeah. Not that we don't have interesting
No,
conversations
yeah,
about
no, but-
like important topics.
Yeah, we do have interesting conversations about important topics, but because we all like the vibe is all like the same sort of a thing. That's why I think it like flows and stuff.
And I feel like I have the same as Alicia. Like, now I know that I can be myself. I can be blunt. I can just say whatever I want to say. But then add like 2 more people, or even 1 more person, or you know, like just the group increases in number. I'll be the one that's like observing
Yeah.
more than even like chipping into the conversation, unless it's something that I can actually say something. But not really. No, I don't feel confident enough to say something. Even if I know, it really depends on the topic, and I'll think about what I could say, but I know it's gonna sound weird when I say it, so I'll just rather not.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like, because I'm the extroverted one, I mean, I could get on with a brick wall at this point in time. I have no problem talking to people or being in conversations with big groups or anything like that. But what I do feel the difference between like other people and this trio is that I am like, I consider myself a chameleon because I can adapt to the scenario and to the people. And like, I've always had this thing as a kid where like, if I talk to you for like a long enough time, I start talking in the accent you are talking because I'm trying to like, you know.
Oh, please don't imitate mine.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing. That's my point. I never felt the need to do that with you guys because I feel like in this trio, I'm like completely accepted for who I am. And I say it to you guys all the time. You've never asked me, my whole life, people have asked me to keep quiet or lower my voice because I'm too loud. And you guys have never asked me to do that, not once.
Yeah.
And you just accept me for who I am and how over the top I am and how loud I am and how I get on with everyone. And I'm the guy, the person who asks for the bill after dinner.
The one that calls everywhere. Yeah.
Calls to make a booking. Or get a fork for Susanna because she couldn't use the chopsticks.
Oh, come on. We're gonna cut that out. I've learned. I had a mission, important event that I had to learn and that I didn't have to use. Well, we're gonna cut that out. Maybe not. But yeah.
But you see, like, even as an extrovert though, like, it's still completely different with you guys. Because I can feel like I can be my complete self. I can say whatever I need to say.
Yeah.
I can feel however I need to feel.
Yeah.
Like,
because we can be silly.
Yeah.
We can say stupid stuff, and we know that no one's gonna judge. If you don't know something, if you don't know where something is, or that something exists, or anything, we were just gonna say, well, this is what it is, and this is where it is, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no judgment that, oh my god, you're stupid because you don't know this.
Oh yeah, I feel like that, like, definitely with you guys, because being like a foreigner of this country, sometimes I feel like some people really, like, if I don't know something, it's like, how do you not know that? Well, is it because I'm from the other side of the world? That's why I don't know it. And
amazing thing is that you never actually laughed at how I speak, how I pronounce things.
Oh, yeah,
You never laughed at it.
Oh.
And it's like, oh, I'm tearing up. But it's like you never judged it. You never laughed at it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I know sometimes I speak funny. It's just how it is. Sorry, my English is not my first language.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. English is not your first language. So
Yeah.
who are we to judge?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, how many languages do you know, mate? Like, it's amazing.
But yeah, it's just it's great.
Oh.
So like we don't judge.
Yeah.
We're
each
just
other.
like very accepting of each other, and that's why I
yeah.
think the relationship between the three of us is like as cemented as it is compared to like maybe not that we don't have other close friendships outside of the circle. It's just that's what it is. It's just different.
Yeah.
Girlhood.
No, but this is a thing, right? Not to be dramatic. But I was thinking,
You're
like,
never dramatic, Alicia.
if me and Sean do break up, like, my immediate thought would be, like, if I was going to hang out with people, it would be you guys.
Aww.
You know? Like, in that moment.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
But
Yeah.
we'll have you back.
We'll have you back.
That's like when you texted yesterday to say that there might be some drama. I was ready. I was like, let's go.
I didn't want to be aggressive, but when Erin says that, I was like, guys,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, come on, we're going.
ready
Yeah.
to kick some ass, ready to be blunt.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing. I've never felt like protected in a way. This happened when I got a concussion at football.
Yeah.
So I got a concussion, and when I was lying on the ground, the girl who gave me a concussion said, well, did the ball go in the back of the net? And Susanna stood up for me in that moment and told her off. And no one has ever done that for me my entire life.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Oh.
And I was like, this is friendship, guys.
Yeah.
This is what it's about.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, I saw you laying down, and like evidently in pain, and something ain't right, and it just triggered me. And we all know that I'm not a very patient person, and yes, I am hot-headed. But especially when somebody says something like that with like no regard of what's actually going on, like it just I could not just stand there and not say anything.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe it's the friendship and like the feelings that we have. I knew I had to say something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's like, because we've got each other's backs.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing. Because it goes in with like the being like supportive and like just supporting each other and being silly and fun and the stuff. We just like,
Yeah, but when the bad things happen,
yeah,
we're there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make time for it. We'll do whatever we need to do to sort it out.
Yeah.
So every week, well, to give some background, it was my first day of the new job, and I took an Uber because I felt like I'm gonna be late.
Yeah.
So I called an Uber to get me to a tube station, which is like insanity, and what I paid is like just London. Anyways, the guy, I said, well, today is not gonna be a good day. It's one of them days, and he was like, every day is a good day. Like, we're healthy, and we have our family, and ever since that tube ride, me and Erin, we always like message each other in the morning, like, today is gonna be a good day.
Oh.
It's not always ends that way. But the point is that he had a point, and like we just need to try and like try our best, just to think positive.
Yeah.
And I know like the past few weeks is just a shit show, from work, and it's just you getting tired, my back hurts, and I feel like there hasn't been a good day for a while, but overall it's like it's not too bad.
Yeah.
I don't know what I tried to say.
No, I get what you were trying to say. But that sort of leads us to like how we're going to start ending our podcast, or how we did. It was like a thought of the week.
Yeah.
Like something nice, or like that made us feel good. Or not even. But a general idea.
Yeah.
So
How was your first week? How was your week?
My week,
Yeah.
the past week.
yeah,
Yeah.
this week.
I think what I came to realization is that as much as my job is not ideal, but like working with cool people and like makes it bearable.
Yeah.
And I think this is important because if you work with people that you really don't like, it makes it, you just leave,
Yeah.
you just quit. But at least like when you, if you can, but I think this week could have been worse, could have been better,
Yeah.
but we survived it.
I feel like it started out as a bad week for you, but then it ended pretty alright.
It ended,
Your Monday and Tuesday were quite crap, but...
Yeah, and then, I went out for drinks with my colleagues, and it's just, I think it was, we just talked about work a little, and not. But, I think it ended pretty well. Could have been worse.
Mm.
So it's just a thought, like, it always could be worse, it always could have been better, but I think it's what you make it at the end is what counts, and it didn't end too bad.
Yeah.
Overall.
Definitely.
It's not a very sophisticated thought of the week, but sorry.
It's alright. Alicia?
How was my week? I don't know. I think my week was pretty average. I mean, nothing really in particular happened. Like, this has been the highlight of my week.
Oh.
Definitely. Yeah. I just need to see what's happening with Chevron, but apart from that, it was just normal, I would say.
Normal week.
Yeah.
The highlight of my week was having lunch with Susanna on Thursday, and I'll explain why. Because work for me is always just, it's always like we try and start with a good day.
Yeah.
It never ends that way. But it's work, yeah? It's not the whole life. Like, by the time I leave work and come home, it's better.
Yeah.
It's much better. But I feel like, so I had a bit of a situation on the Wednesday, and then on the Thursday morning, I had another bit of a situation with one of my managers, and I was just so fed up. And in all honesty, I should have actually told Susanna, no, I can't make lunch because I was so busy and everything was just like not going right and whatever. And something was just like, you know what, screw it. It's just a job. I have an hour's lunch. I have a right to take it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take it. And I took it, and we went, and we just had like a normal time, like how we do.
Yeah.
And it relaxed me so much that when I got back to work, everything worked.
Yeah.
Because I was not so stressed anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't explain it. Like, I knew exactly what to do, how to do it. Like, I didn't care about my manager pissing me off or anything like that. I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it. And I wasn't stressed about time, and everything worked like that. And I got out of the city by 4 o'clock.
Yeah, because it sounds like cliche, but like taking breaks really does help. Like, you're supposed to take breaks for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. And I just felt like work is always stressful, but I just felt like, you know, that just that half an hour, because it wasn't even that much time we spent together. It was just like half an hour. It like calmed me so much, and I was just like, okay, cool. Now that was the highlight of my week, because my week got much better after that.
Pity it was only Thursday.
Well, this is true too. Yesterday was pretty alright.
Yeah. I think this is what I have. Like, lucky to be working with two great colleagues, and we just vent to each other whenever shit happens.
Yeah.
So I think it helps with, for example, like when we meet and it's just like went easier. Maybe it doesn't always go easy, but at least like you like poured out all of those negative emotions out.
Well, not only that, like, and we had like some good laughs, and
and that
Susanna said I'm not very bright.
I didn't know. It wasn't that. It's just the wrong use of adjective in the situation. And we were talking about colours. Okay, not about being smart. I would mix an evil out of me.
My one colleague said he doesn't understand why I chose black and white glasses, because I'm like 30. I should have bright coloured glasses. And Susanna's like, I'm not very bright. I understood what you mean. I don't wear bright coloured clothes. So having bright coloured glasses wouldn't work out too well. It would look a bit
Yeah.
weird. And I'm just taking the piss out of you.
Nah, yeah, I've noticed. So yeah, overall,
Yeah, overall it was an okay week.
yeah.
It was a good week, I would
Yeah.
say.
It was,
It ended really well, that's for sure.
it ends
Yeah.
really well with recording of that first episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so stay tuned
So
Yeah.
stay tuned, people.
for the next
And
one.
see you later.